Hello, I'm Jacy from TwoTwoFourFour, also known as Jacy2244, and I just wanted to quickly let you know that this episode was live streamed on the 25th of July, I believe. So it's a little old. It's nearly 2 months old. Some of the topics in this episode might be a little bit outdated or old. Also, if you want to catch future live streams of the 2244 podcast and other live streams, then feel free to subscribe to the 2244 YouTube channel. And we also have a Twitch channel, which we're probably going to stream on as well as YouTube. So that's twitch.com/2244. And yeah, enjoy the episode. Don't know why I did that. Welcome everybody to the official episode 2 of the 2244 podcast. I am your host, Jacy2244, and we've got another host apparently.
Yeah, some guy called Z.
Hi Z.
Hi.
Hello
citizens. Is it?
Yeah, it's episode 2. Hello citizens in chat.
Hello.
Shout out to Sydney.
It is currently the 25th of July.
Is it?
Is it? Yeah. It's Saturday.
5 months to Christmas, Jack. Can you believe it?
I wish it wasn't.
Why?
I wish we.
We want this year to go by quick, Jack. Jack, we want this year to go by as quick as possible. Okay.
Can we just cancel this year?
It's already doing it itself, honestly. So, as you can see on screen now, a bit has changed since the last episode. If you're listening on Spotify or whatever, then you have no idea what we're talking about.
Oh yeah.
But we've got some new artwork, haven't we, Jack?
Apparently,
we've got an awesome new logo and an awesome new, what do you call it, card? I guess it's a card, a video card for the screen.
Visual graphic with all the information you need.
And I'm going to get the up so I can actually credit the artist correctly. Blah, 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 blah. Distract the audience for like 2 seconds.
Hello, small audience. I'm distracting you because
found it. So at Artwork on Twitter, Rudy. So at RY and then artwork, no underscores or anything. They have designed the new logo and the new artwork, and that is David Dirtbag spray painting our logo onto a brick wall. Because why not? That was actually your idea, wasn't it? That one.
Yeah, this was something I thought of, and you had also an idea.
I kind of came up with the logo, but I think you helped with me as well.
Yeah, a little bit.
A little bit.
So our ideas kind of blended together, and it.
Yeah. I like the collection that we have. But yeah, so as you can see on screen, we've got a few bullet points. What's that, Jack? What's that about? Why do we have like an organised bullet point?
This is our discussion list. This is what to expect in episode 2 of the 2244 podcast.
Jesus Christ! So obviously this isn't absolutely everything. But because we're talking general right now, and that's not on there. So, but this is kind of a coming up kind of card. So we've got Spin the Wheel, which is a brand new segment that we're going to try and incorporate into every single episode of the podcast. Where, at least in this case, we got 4 topics, talking points on the wheel. We spin it, and then whatever it lands on, we talk about. So we'll get to that in just a minute. And then we've got some information about an upcoming film that's on course to be the first major studio movie back. So I found this article that I thought would be interesting to talk about because it's film related. And it's apparently going to be, it could be the first major studio movie back, after quarantine and all that. And then this next one was actually your idea, Jack. Official effects discussion.
Yes.
You want to talk about visual effects in our productions and maybe other productions.
Good little area to get into.
And then, sorry, what?
I said it's a good little area to get into, so it'll be good to explore.
Yes. And then our last segment is actually pre-recorded because you probably don't know because I cut out the last episode, but we had a lot of fuck-ups in the last episode where I was trying to stream my screen to Jack on Discord, what we're talking about right now, and I was trying to stream my screen of the web, browser Chrome, and it didn't really work. It kind of I think my mouse went missing, and I couldn't find things. It went all weird.
It's giving me horrible flashbacks. It was
Yeah,
absolutely
let's not talk about it anymore. So that is actually a pre-recorded segment, and it's part 1 because it's quite long, and I thought it'd be better to cut it up into 2 parts, and then we can actually upload the full thing as a video after both episodes. So, shall we go on and spin the wheel, Jet?
I think we should. We should move along.
There are 4 topics on here, talking points. And we're going to talk about them, whatever it lands on. So we've got best film series. This is opinionated, by the way. Best film series, worst film, best film, worst film series. And whatever it lands on, we're just going to talk about for like 5 minutes or however long the discussion lasts. Cool. So shall we spin the wheel, Jack?
I think we should.
Let's give us a countdown, Jack, of 3.
Give us worst film. I want to flex my opinions.
God. 3-second countdown, Jack. Come on, make it a bit.
All right. Give me a second, all right? I'm just warming up my hands, all right?
You're not doing.
All right, 3, 2, 1.
Hopefully spin. Oh my god, it's spinning. I'll tell you what it lands on because you got a delay. Yeah. Oh my god. It has landed on best film.
Best film.
What's your opinion? In your opinion, well, you start off, and then I'll talk about your opinion, or we'll talk about it together, and then I'll say what my best film is, and then we can talk about that.
Right. Okay. Is there any specific sort of area?
Just name your best film, like your favourite film, the best film you've ever seen in your life.
I've ever seen. All right. How about we start off with something a little bit simple? Joker. I think Joker is probably one of the best single films I've seen.
Ooh, a non-trilogy film.
Yeah, non-trilogy film. It has to be the best film that's not a part of the trilogy. Wow, looking at it.
So what do you like about Joker, Joe?
Yeah, it's a good contender.
What do you like about it? Tell us what you like. Why is it up there for you?
The way I see it is that Joker is very different from other theatrical releases from recent history. A lot of films are very formulaic. They have those sort of bullet points. A lot of films have that. There's certain Hollywood rules. There's always something in it that you recognize in other films, whereas Joker has a slight departure from that.
Okay.
It feels more like a timeless film.
A timeless film.
It's a film that you can watch in like 20 years and it'll still be great.
Okay.
Yeah. It's like maybe like it's like you could see it's the sort of Hitchcock of the modern time,
the modern era of filmmaking,
the modern cinema era. Joker is like the movie.
I really like the cinematography and the soundtrack.
Oh yeah, it's
and the acting. I can't really think of much wrong, but
yeah, Joaquin is a very good actor. He's a very good choice for Joker.
But you'll hate me for this, even though you already know it yet. But I gave it 4.5 on Letterboxd.
Yes, I will not forgive you.
That's only because, right? I need a film to like mean a lot to me, and for it to be amazing in every way, for it to be a 5. Otherwise, I can't give it a 5. I'm really very kind of my film ratings.
You're picky is what it is.
I gave the newest, no Sydney in comment, it is not Jurassic World, it's not my favourite film. Jurassic World 2 is not my favourite film. I gave that 3.5, Jack, which has kind of been kind,
I think the Jurassic films have always been a bit sort of general, they're not exactly groundbreaking.
No, but I really just... I like we just talk about a completely other film now, but I really don't like the whole cloning human side. That's kind of what let it down. Otherwise,
I think we'll get around to it once we get to the trilogy, isn't it?
But that's kind of what didn't make it like a 4 for me. But yeah, I really like Joker. I'm not going to go too much into it, but at least the cinematography and maybe the characters and the soundtrack has inspired one of the upcoming Dirtbag episodes that will probably be out hopefully within the next year. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. It's going to be like maybe like 4 episodes down the line. I can't quite remember our order, and I'm obviously not going to say our order because we don't want to spoil too much.
No, that is a close trade secret of our list.
Yes.
Yes.
So, anything else you want to say about Joker before we move on to my best film, Jim?
Oh.
Any final comments on that film?
I think the amount of Easter eggs in it are pretty good as well.
Name some.
Well, Joker, despite it being a film that's set within the DC universe,
Well, this is a spoiler alert warning, even though it's too late for it. But continue.
it's set in the DC universe, like, and it feels kind of outside of it. Like you don't really see much else going through. This is a world where Batman doesn't exist yet, so it's a very unique perspective.
Okay.
Because you're seeing a Gotham that doesn't even have Batman. But even though that is the case, there are still lots of Easter eggs that you can find within that have Easter eggs.
Okay.
To the Batman and other things. For example, someone pointed this out to me, but in the first, I believe it's the first scene where Joaquin's character is looking into the mirror, and the mirror looks a bit like Batman.
What, the shape of the mirror?
The mirror, it's got like a bunch of things on it, and it looks like Batman. If you look at it, you'll see it.
I need to look at that. I don't really know what you're talking
it's something you'll easily miss, and it's in one of the first scenes.
I can't say I've seen it.
No, you probably haven't. I haven't told you about it.
I need to look enhancing it. Is that even a word? I need to enhance my look on it. That's what I meant.
You need to analyze it.
Analyze.
Yeah, analyze.
I need to look at that. I kind of want to rewatch it. I've only watched it I think I've watched it twice, maybe 3 times. But I'm pretty sure it's twice I've seen Joker now. One in a cinema and then one after. But I might watch it again. I don't have to. So that was like a contender for your best film. But I guess do you actually know what your best film is? Can you actually say what your best film is? Or do you think that's just a good contender right now?
I say it's a contender because I can't really think of much else.
I'm in the exact same boat. I don't know. I haven't watched an awful lot. I don't remember a lot of films to say what my best one is. I can't actually say I have a best film right now. But I have some up there which I've watched recently. But I'm probably going to say this one. The original Jurassic Park. Yeah. And that's my contender for now. Even though I really like the second Jurassic Park as well, and I also like the third one. I'm one of those people, that like the third one, but we're not talking about the trilogy because it didn't land on it. So I'm sticking to the first film. That's probably one of my favourites because I don't know, it's dinosaurs and stuff, and it's like the original. It's like I think it was quite. For the time anyway, it's quite a big film for CGI. I might be wrong there. But like what they were able to do in 1993 with CGI in that film.
There's a few things about that film that even though the film has issues, there are still some really good moments in it that make it quite timeless as well.
I can't think of many issues personally, and I've watched it recently, so I can actually say
it has some problems. But the cool thing, is the dinosaurs, isn't it? It's how they approached it is very clever.
Okay.
Because they could have gone about it and they could have really mucked it up because often back then technology was very limited.
And I'm pretty sure at this time of the filming, we didn't know that a lot of dinosaurs had feathers, but they're using the frog or lizard DNA. I'm pretty sure was it frog DNA. They used that to explain why they have scales and stuff.
Yeah, I think that was back in the original as well. How they that goes. That
was pure luck that they had that in a narrative before. I'm pretty sure it was before we discovered that some dinosaurs had feathers. I'm pretty sure that's a more recent thing, wasn't it?
This is a more recent discovery.
Thing. What do you actually dislike about the film then, Jet? I feel like there's something there. That's a discussion point.
There's not an awful lot that's wrong with it, but I think some of the dialogue's a bit weird.
Well, yeah, it is 19. It is a 90s, so it's not going to be exactly
a lot of weird
what
writing. And I think cinematography not as good.
I think some things have really good cinematography.
Some do, then a lot of them don't. But there are some. But the biggest scenes have some really good ones.
Yeah.
I think so. The first time you actually get to see a proper
dinosaur of like the massive herbivores, yeah.
Yeah. You see the herbivores, and
but
that. And
I think you hear them
flying
first, and then like
you see them from a distance, don't you?
Yeah.
You don't really get to get there really up and close.
Okay.
So actually, like in your face, not until the T-Rex.
Yeah.
What the good thing about that scene is that they used the cover of night to film it and to set it in.
Okay.
And so they used the cover of night and they used lightning, which helps
set the mood.
It helps put the T-Rex into that scene without it looking strange.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's a good point.
Because if it was daytime, it wouldn't have as much of an effect because you could kind of tell that it doesn't look right because they blend CG with the model.
Yeah.
But they use the fact that it's not only nighttime, which means it's shrouded in darkness, which helps kind of mask the
setting and the setting of the narrative.
And they use the storm and the rain, so when it rains, its scales and its skin is all wet.
Yeah,
which helps hide not only the fact that it's using a 3D model, but also that the puppet is a puppet.
Okay.
Yeah, because it reflects the light because of the rain.
Yeah,
and it helps kind of hide and mask, and because it's like an illusion, isn't it? It's like, which I think is what practical effects usually are. It's all about the illusion. It's about the magic.
Yeah.
Like, what's the best side?
Just don't show off anything of the puppet that like gives away that it's a puppet. So like tight shots and stuff, and you got to like really pick your cinematography well, otherwise it's gonna not look as good and stuff like that. Well, yeah, I think this is actually a good segue into the next segment, Jack, which is a film that is on course to be the first major studio movie back, or in the UK at least. And that is, Jack. Do you know what film that is?
I think I might know. I think I saw the headline.
Apparently.
And I think you were talking about it. It's the new
Jurassic World Dominion is on course to be the first major studio movie back underway in UK. Detailed safety protocols revealed. So I've got this article by Deadline. And I'm just going to go through it and read some bits out, and we'll have a little talk about it because it's kind of relevant to cinema and kind of what we do. Plus, it's Jurassic World, so like, I can't complain.
Yeah.
So, exclusive, Jack. This is an exclusive to Deadline. Universal's Jurassic World Dominion is set to be the first major studio movie to restart filming. Oh, this is like a month old, by the way. Filming in the UK. Weekend reveal. Cameras are due to roll the second week of July 6th. So that was 19 days ago, Jack. So they've been filming for nearly 3 weeks, if this is accurate.
This is wild.
At Pinewood Studios. I'm trying to think where that is. That's the UK, but I can't think of where Pinewood Studios is. I don't think it really matters, but it just sounds familiar. The filmmakers and studio top brass have pulled out all the stops to get the production back underway after it was halted by the pandemic in mid-March, 4 weeks into the 20-week shoot. It's a 20-week shoot, okay, and there were 4 weeks in, so they got 16 weeks. They've nearly done 3 weeks. So, oh my god, they got a lot more filming to do.
Pinewood's in London.
Okay. In recent days, production staff have been implementing rigorous safety protocols on site and a 2-week pre-production period will begin next week. The plan is for us to be shooting early mid-July, they confirm. Universal has been working with the UK's British Film Commission and the US unions to ensure the production meets the required safety standards, but it's also going beyond those measures. So it sounds like they're being safe, at least. So that's good.
Yeah.
I know a lot of companies, especially in the US, weren't being safe while filming. One of them is WWE, where they weren't actually doing up until like I think it was like a month ago or something like that. They weren't even doing tests. They were doing how do you feel, and they were doing like temperature checks and stuff, and like a questionnaire on how they feel. But they weren't doing actual coronavirus checks or tests. And it wasn't until like 3 weeks ago or something that the crowd in the building didn't wear masks. So they wear masks like 3 weeks ago. So like,
This was 3 weeks ago.
so yeah, they started wearing masks 3 weeks ago,
But
like 4 months into a pandemic in Florida. May I say, this is in Florida.
oh, there you go. It's
So
Florida.
complete, like one of the most. I think it's one of the most infected places in America to have the virus.
It's startling how the infection rates are increasing in Florida.
Yeah. So it sounds like Universal doing a bit of a better job than WWE. But I might be wrong. I don't want to I don't want to say something that isn't actually true. So I'll just say apparently.
Yeah, we're relying on
Cover my
media
arse.
and
Yeah.
their facts as they come out.
The
It
studio.
is the 25th, so things might change later on if someone's listening to this after.
I don't think that anyone from Universal's listening to this. The studio is understood to be spending around $5 million on its protocols, which will see the production carry out thousands of tests. Oh my god, they're spending $5 million on like making sure coronavirus isn't around and like everyone's safe. That's cool. 150 hand sanitizer stations, nightly antiviral fog. I like this has just become a coronavirus discussion rather than the film.
Oh, it's important. This is what, if any like other sort of semi-big studios looking to film, what steps they should be following.
They have on-site doctors, nurses, and isolation booths.
Right,
1,800 safety signs. Oh my god, they're really doing.
they're covering their asses, is what it is.
I'm impressed, honestly. This is pretty impressive. The ambitious program has been vetted and approved by the Universal chairman Donna Langley and the Universal senior leadership team. Langley has been a vocal advocate for getting the industry back into production and has spearheaded the working group for LA County's economic resiliency task force on behalf of the media and entertainment sector. Some of Dominion's main cast, including Chris Pratt and
You gotta protect Chris Pratt.
Yeah, Bryce. I'm sorry. I'm not even dyslexic, but I can't say that name. Bryce Dallas Howard. Pretty sure it's Bryce. Sorry if I'm wrong. Returned to the US during the hiatus, but will fly back to the UK shortly, where they will need to carry out a 2-week quarantine per new government regulations. Actors travelling from the US will be tested prior to leaving the country. That's good. Unlike many productions, Universal's previous insurance policy will remain in place without exclusions, which is part of the reason the studio is able to return to production so swiftly. During the costly hiatus, Pinewood have been charging the US studio holding fees, which will have been another spur to getting back underway. Okay.
Making some money from this.
I know. I think I'll read this last section and then we'll move on because I think it's quite long, but I'll link it in the description of this live stream at some point, or if I end up editing this video, then it'll be in the description of the edited video. And if you're listening on Spotify, then just go on our YouTube. TwoTwoFourFour, I'm so awful name today, who wrote the script with Emily Carmichael for the story by Derek. It's executively producing with Steven Spielberg. I don't know.
You're right there, old man.
I didn't know Steven Spielberg was producing, like, involved with the producing this. If that's right.
Well, this is one of his like biggest successes.
I didn't know he was actually involved with the new series. So if that's true,
I'm not surprised that he is. To be honest,
I'm assuming I read that right, and he is actually a part of the producing team in some form.
I see a lot of these big names like to come back for some of their oldest ones.
Laura Dern, Jeff Goldblum and Sam Neill are reprising their roles in 1993's original Jurassic Park. Oh my god, so they're back. They got him back and Sam Neill. Current release date is June 11th, 2021. Previous installment Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom grossed $1.3 billion in 2018. Good for 15th all time in the box office. Damn. Fair enough. Well, what do you think about that then, Jet? What's your final thoughts on all that? Sounds like they're being very safe.
They're being safe. I think they're very desperate to continue filming.
Especially if they want to get it out for next June.
Yeah.
They
were
got
probably already They've already had a huge headway in filming anyway.
Yeah.
And it just happened, so they've had to close down all productions and then really wanted to get back into it.
Like double-digit filming weeks, and they're only like right now at least. I'm pretty sure they're like 5 or 6 weeks in, so they've got a long way to go still.
Yeah, they said about mid-July, didn't they?
That's when it started. Yeah, so it's been like 2 weeks since. So they're filming. They're probably filming the scene, Jack, as we speak. How mad is that?
Well,
as we're speaking at 9:04, and this is like a night scene, you know. It's not exactly pitch black outside, and it's in London, so we're not too far from it. But
London,
there you go.
London, it's either gonna be like a courtroom scene, or it'd be like another T-Rex getting loose sort of deal.
And here's another thought that I just thought about, because obviously it's gonna. I'm assuming anyway that a lot. This is a spoiler alert for Fallen Kingdom. The dinosaurs are in the city and stuff. So obviously there's probably gonna be a lot of shots of dinosaurs in the city, similar to how it was in the last film at the end.
That's gonna be an expensive scene.
But I'm curious how they're filming that when in the pandemic, where a lot of things are shut, not many people are out. I mean, they are going out a lot more now, but maybe 2 weeks ago, I'm not sure. But I'm just very curious how the environment will look. Maybe they have to I don't know what they would do to make a place look more crowded while also following social distancing, because you got to also think about social distancing on set. But if you want a massive crowded room for a scene, how are they going to do that? I'm interested.
Yeah, and that's probably a topic to think about, is how on earth they're going to have this filmed with some of the actors like Chris Pratt getting up and close and personal with some of the other actors.
Unless they green screen them in, so all the actors are
they're becoming a bubble.
A bubble.
Yeah, unless they're going to make all of the actors that are going to be in close proximity to each other as a bubble.
Okay.
So who knows? They might be isolating together.
But I'm sure there's bound to be a scene where it's 10 to 20 people on set at once in the scene. I don't know what scene, but that's bound to be a thing, surely. I don't know.
Well, it depends. A lot of crowds can be faked. A lot of some scenes have done that. A lot of the older, I don't know, some of the later Harry Potter films have done that.
Would you class this as a visual effect yet?
This would be a CGI. So yeah.
Because this is a great segue, Jack. We're doing good with segues today. This is a good segue into visual effects.
Don't bring it up.
What do you mean? Don't bring that up.
Don't bring up that we're segueing.
Jack, I'm making it obvious that we are segueing because I like it when we have a good segue. Continue talking about visual effects in film.
What about this specific thing?
Yeah, and then we can go into our own stuff within it.
Well,
we talk about Harry Potter films and
I was talking about Harry Potter. This was specifically Harry Potter 6. And there was that big scene at the start where the Death Eaters destroy one of the bridges in London. I can't remember which one it was. I think it might have been.
Was it John Campion?
No, I don't think he.
He stopped the train in the 7th.
He's on the train, but that was 7. That was 7 part 1, I believe.
Okay.
This was 6, and there was a scene when they destroy the bridge, and there are people on it, and those people on it, to start off with, were CG.
Okay.
And then I think they then had them put into post. Oh. So the people that you see in that scene weren't actually there.
That kind of makes sense in a way.
Yeah. Well, there was a lot of close-up shots of them clinging to the sides of the bridge
to give it the illusion that they're real people, even in the CGI.
Yeah, but I think the actors were real, but then I think they were
the Millennium Bridge. They were
placed into those scenes.
Is it the Millennium Bridge, chap?
It was the big metal one.
Okay, but yeah, I'm curious how they're going to do visual effects in this Jurassic World Dominion, especially for social distancing and making people seem closer together.
Yeah,
than they are. Something like that. It'd be interesting. Yeah. We have to come back to this when the film actually comes out and do a comparison.
Yeah, we'll have to analyze the scene if we can get a hold of
it. Maybe that'd be episode. God knows what episode that would be. 50 of the podcast is dedicated to Jurassic World Dominion and talking about the visual effects in it.
Yeah.
And were we right? That'd be cool. So let's talk about visual effects in our own productions. This is kind of an area that you wanted to explore a lot, so I'll let you get started.
Yeah, this is an area that I tend to look into more than you do. You have a tighter focus on sort of narratives and that.
Yeah, so I do like the narratives.
Yeah, and while I do also go for a lot of narrative, I also look into how you can do something on screen. I experiment a lot on my own with creating some simple scenes, that you can't do normally.
Okay.
I'm not going to go into specifics because I can't really talk about them. Otherwise, I'm giving away a lot.
Spoilers.
Well, no, there's no spoilers. I'm not spoiling anything. But you can create a lot of scenes without needing the assistance of computer generated technology.
Yeah, you do like your props and your what are the words?
Yeah, with practical effects.
You like practical effects and models more than like CGI.
Actually, there.
I like a good mixture. I think if something works better with something physical and like a model, then go nuts. But I feel like some things CGI are definitely needed.
Yeah, that's the thing. The best way of it is knowing what you can have as visual and what you can have as CG.
Yeah,
a lot of Hollywood studios don't know how to do that. They don't know when to draw the line, and so everything becomes CG.
Michael Bay. What?
Wait, what?
Michael Bay. Yeah. What?
Michael Bay. Oh yeah, Michael Bay.
What?
Well, with Michael Bay, it depends on what film you look at.
I just know he loves explosions. So
he has this weird obsession with pyrotechnics, which technically are there on the scene. But the problem is they look very set up.
Okay.
They tend to look very ridiculous. An example of this is, I believe, it's called Age of Extinction. There's like this in Transformers: Age of Extinction specifically, and in that specific film, there's a pyrotechnic effect that made me just kind of giggle because of how bad it looked. There's this character who is hunting down other Autobots.
Okay.
Autobots being the good guys, Decepticons being the bad guys. But there's this bit where he unleashes like some kind of weapon that can turn anything and any sort of physical matter into metal.
Okay.
But the effect that they use for it is some weird firework pyrotechnic, and it looks completely ridiculous, completely out of place. And to be honest, would have been better if it just CG'd it in and just CG'd it in. Would have looked better.
Are you defending? Are you being positive about CGI? I can't believe.
Because knowing what to use is better. Because here it looked strange. It's basically just a bunch of fireworks kind of going off in like a sort of pattern, going upwards. They just kind of fly upwards like fireworks. It looks weird. If you watch the scene, you might see what I'm talking about.
Okay, I'll probably check it out at some point in my life.
I don't think you've watched that one.
I haven't. No. I probably would remember what you said.
There's a lot of issues with that film, but that is one of them.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I mean, is knowing what you can and can't fake.
And I think we got to keep that in mind of our own productions as well, which we do. Yeah. I think we do talk about like some things you want, like some things I want CGI when you want models and vice versa and stuff. So it's kind of finding the right balance and stuff like that. But it's also you've got to think about budget, because CGI is obviously a lot more expensive unless you've got a really good close friend that just does it as a hobby. Which
in the industry, it's a lot cheaper than doing anything practical.
I feel like models are probably a lot cheaper than a lot of CGI stuff out there.
CGI stuff is actually kind of cheap.
Is it?
Yeah,
it depends on the model. If it's like a really small model and you're using like really zoomed in stuff, it kind of varies. But if you're, a T-Rex model, that was probably a bit of money, comparison.
The actual CG model.
The model of like the T-Rex and Jurassic Park, that was probably a bit more expensive than like a tiny little like prop or model that you're like zooming into, like make look bigger?
It depends. Back then, it might have been a bit expensive because they were having to really pull all the stops in that one to make it look good. Whereas nowadays, a scene like that probably wouldn't be as intensive.
No.
Computing power does get better and better with each year. There's more and more of what you can do, and you can tell a good film from a bad film based on its CG.
I think
there's a lot.
I think CG probably, like, the pricing probably varies between like how well quality it is and what the actual scene demands. Maybe
it also depends on who's budgeting your film.
Yeah.
So who's giving you the money to make that film? If you're in Hollywood, you've probably got a decent amount.
But if you're a small independent filmmaker, like us, to be precise, yeah. And,
you'd have to find other means, unless you have the talent to pull it off.
It's not easy being a small filmmaker, is it? I'm not gonna lie. It's not the easiest. It's not the easiest thing in the world, especially when you have like barely any money to make things.
Yeah, it depends on who you know. There was that one group on YouTube that made a Star Wars film.
Okay.
Yeah, and that's very good looking.
An entire Star Wars film.
It's like a short film.
Okay.
I can't remember what it was about. It had a major focus on Darth Vader.
Oh.
Yeah, and there's a lot of CG used in that. I think it takes place just after 3, because there are clones in it. Still.
Oh. Gotta love clones.
Yeah, you got clones are better than stormtroopers.
Controversial opinion, or is it?
Well, I mean, they were more skilled. Yeah, well, depends on what canon you follow, but I think in Disney, they're Disney canon, which is not as popular as the Legends.
Speaking of Star Wars, Jet, this wasn't actually in the bullet point thing, so we can probably talk about it a lot more in like the next episode. But I believe that there's been confirmed 3 new Star Wars films that have been like delayed.
Yeah,
so that's a thing that's happening.
Yeah, especially after they said they weren't going to be doing films for a while.
But apparently,
apparently not.
The pocket says no.
So long as it's not Rian Johnson directing them.
And what if it is Rian Johnson directing them?
Then they're going to be rubbish.
What you going to do about it, Jet? That's the question.
Not watch him, I guess.
That'll show him. That'll teach him his boss, Jet.
That'll teach him. Well, I mean, out of the three current trilogy Star Wars films, Rian Johnson's one is probably one of the worst.
So then, I do think that the newest one is the worst out of it.
Yeah, and it's the one that just it completely crippled the whole trilogy.
I think it does go in the like the order from beginning to last, so like in terms of best to worst. But we could probably save that for a spin the wheel discussion.
I mean, Force Awakens has its issues, but nothing compared to The Last Jedi.
God, you really don't like that film, do you?
I do not like that film. And ultimately, it was also what caused the downfall of the Skywalker one, whatever it was called.
I did actually quite like that film, but that's just me.
I don't really like it. It's better than The Last Jedi, but it's still not as good. It's just not that great.
So, I think now, Jet, is there anything else that you want to talk about in relation to any of the bullet points or discussion areas that we've done? So, like the best film, the upcoming Jurassic World Dominion news, and the visual effects. Is there anything else you want to touch on, or anything in general? Is there any announcements you want to do before we move on?
Come out of it is always try to have an open mind when looking at how to do effects. Okay. So if you think you want to get a certain effect, you gotta really think about how you can achieve that.
Yeah.
Or more often than not, it could be you could do it in a very unorthodox way. So, for example, Red Dwarf did a lot of visual effects that are very unorthodox when you know how they did them. For example, I mean, you've never watched Red Dwarf.
I got the first series. But
what's the first series? It's great.
can't say.
There is a particular scene that I always recall when thinking about doing effects in very strange ways, and that's when they crash Thunderbird. Not Thunderbird. How much? Starbug. I am sorry. That was a slip. They have a green ship called Starbug, and they crash it into this kind of like molten planet.
Okay.
And then they're able to get it out afterwards. And they use that by basically brewing up this weird kitchen concoction and having it in like this like tub. And it's all bubbling and that, and it's just and they just put that in front of the camera.
Okay.
And then the little Starbug model just goes behind the tub and then out again. And then they have like I think they dip it in something as well. I can't quite remember. But on camera, it looks very good.
Oh.
All you can see is just the bottom bit of the screen has this weird bubbling concoction that they made in the kitchen.
Okay.
And it looked great. But you wouldn't know what it was unless you actually saw it.
Oh.
So that's what I mean.
You do like looking into things and films, don't you? Like noticing these details and stuff.
Yeah, you need to kind of look past the episodes and actually see how they've done certain things. They have a lot of they do a lot of trickery. They have another one is they have like they can create fake corridors. Yeah, a common one is they have like a fake archway that they put like, a few centimeters in front of the camera, and it's like a little miniature archway, and then and then the actors at the very are like far back. But it makes the corridor look really long. But if they walk up to it, it's actually shorter than them.
Wow. There's a lot of old school trickery that we need to learn to implement in our own productions.
I mean,
just nick them all, you know.
On the camera, there's a lot you can get away with.
Yeah, I did like tricks like that are just like easy to do, not high in budget, and it just pays off really well.
Yeah, and that's a really cheap effect as well. In fact, even the kitchen one would have been pretty cheap. If you got the laundry list of things that they used, it's probably do it yourself.
DIY.
Yeah,
DIY. Yeah. So, I don't think I have anything else to add to any of the topics. So, shall we take a little break, like a miniature break, yeah? And then I think we'll play our last segment of the episode, and then we'll send you off.
You bastards! Why am I not a guest on this bloody podcast? I made you, you know!
Hey, what are you doing?
No, you can't take me down! I'm hijacking this stream! No! I demand to see the manager!
I got back as soon as I could. What the hell is happening? I just got told that a podcast's being hijacked by someone. Jack, are you there? Is Jack there? Jack's not.
I'm so sorry. I had to deal with that.
What happened? I got the break. The break kind of got cancelled a bit short, yeah, or cut a bit short. Sorry.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
What actually happened? Apparently, someone's here.
No. All good.
Are you sure? You sound like you're out of breath.
No, I just had to put an unwanted guest out of the.
So there was someone on here.
It's not important. It's not important.
Okay.
It's really not important.
Okay, if you say so.
You know?
What? Jack, who's that? Is that David?
Nothing.
Is that sounded a lot like David Dirtbag from 224?
It's not.
It kind of is, Jack. I know the voice. It's pretty distinct. Why is Dirtbag there?
It's not important. Okay, I've sorted it out. He's out. Okay, look, he's outside the window.
What do you mean outside the window?
It's fine. It's fine.
Okay. Well,
Let's just continue.
Without any further ado, ladies and gentlemen, this is the next segment, which is looking at the film and TV props, part 1 or 2. Hi, Jack.
Hi.
So, for the segment, this video-only segment of the podcast, episode 2, yeah, I got two websites here. I got the Prop Store and I got the Prop Gallery. Websites where you can look at and actually buy props from films and TV shows. So I thought we could have a little look together as it's kind of fit into the podcast.
Yeah, okay, yeah. You were telling me about this.
Yeah. So this is the Prop Store. Is there any particular film, or should we just look at the homepage right now?
Well, I'm already seeing some.
Alien. There's Alien.
There's a flamethrower.
That's 29 grand. Do you want to buy it?
Yeah, sure.
All right. Add the cart. Oh, I am not doing that. Oh god, it's actually in my cart. Go away. Continue shopping. Oh my god. Imagine my card settings were just saved on this website. I don't even have that in my card. Like,
God.
A live auction for the board from Labyrinth.
Yeah. Well, that would be quite one of those sorts of things you'd want to get.
So I don't think I'm going to register now, Jay. I'm not going to lie. I mean, I've added that to my cart, but I'm not registering for that. That's one thing I won't. So should we
click on those tabs to see what you get?
Let's go on movie wardrobe.
Oh,
Jessica
costumes.
Jones.
Costumes. Bruce Willis piece right there.
A werewolf head. Where's that from? Unknown production.
Unknown, but okay, so it's probably from something that is unknown.
That's kind of in the title, isn't it?
Doesn't look good anyway.
Hancock. Will Smith suit from Hancock.
Oh, that one film.
Is this the actual one, or is
it's
it
actually
like
kind of cheap for like a nice suit?
It kind of is. Is this the actual one, or is it like a make for it, not the actual one? I feel like it's the actual one.
It would be the actual one.
So there's only one of these available, I'm assuming, unless they had multiple ones. You can buy or rent it.
Yeah.
Where does it say that?
At the bottom.
Oh.
Right there, where the Amazon sticker is.
Okay. Oh, that's for the film. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Not. Imagine just renting a suit and then just sending it back.
Well, that's not that crazy.
Crew/promo. What the hell?
Okay. This must be like promotional stuff that the crew get.
Quidditch Crew baseball T-shirt, £100. Some of these are semi-affordable, like this Star Trek £38 Enterprise promotional patch.
Yeah, it's a patch.
Do you want it? Should I buy it?
Go to film production.
Film production. Oh, Star Wars: A New Hope signed original.
Is it like?
Oh, it's a storyboard.
Yeah, the old storyboards.
Look at how they look. Frame count 20. They even got a frame count, chat.
Oh.
And they got a board. Moving stars. Background. There's an X-wing passing close to camera, moving away into space. Dialogue. There's no dialogue.
Well, I think it's just that's just the scene. There's no dialogue.
Okay.
I think I know which scene this is actually.
Would you actually buy any of these? Like,
if it was cheap enough, I'd definitely have it on my wall.
Joe, what's the maximum you would spend on this website for anything?
200.
Okay, that's pretty fair. There's a production sign for Godzilla for $69.
I've seen Poltergeist ones actually.
Oh my god, this is something I might like, yeah.
Oh,
what is it? Is it just a storyboard?
Nah, it doesn't look like it.
It's not a lot on it, is it? Oh, it is. It's an original production storyboard, but there's not an awful lot there. Is there more?
It's a bit vague, isn't it? I don't even know what's going on in the scene.
Oh, I know where this is. This is when she's falling through the ceiling and the Velociraptor's trying to get her, I think.
Oh, it is, isn't it?
But there's no information. It says loses her grip and starts to fall. Is that literally how the storyboard was? There was nothing.
It must have been.
Did they not have any frame rate or anything?
No, I guess
they all
kind of knew what the scene was going to entail.
This is after Star Wars, and they had all that information, but there's just.
I guess that's the thing, is that you get to see how certain productions did their thing.
Yeah. What's this one? Oh, it's just a measure. I mean, I would at least put that in the middle, personally. They just leave it.
Well, I mean, they don't want to cut it, do they? They don't want to damage the actual product.
Unless there is actually just more, but it just won't show it because they don't want you to.
No, that probably is it, to be honest.
Yeah, there's an actual production news first draft script from Milk. I've never seen Milk, but it's cool that this is a script. Goes approx 1.5 mile to Crossroad and turn right. What are these are these directions to the location or something? Or is this actually a part of the script?
The milk production office and location.
Take M4 to exit for. I reckon this is like to their like location or something, or their office. That's not written in a script form, and it's on the first page as well. Man's voice singing. Here we are. This is like more script.
Yeah.
Well, if I loved the film Milk, Jack, I would buy that, but I've never watched it in my life. So
I've never watched Milk. I've never heard of it actually.
I can't say I'm going to buy that.
Okay.
A set of immortal teeth. How lovely. Oh, Jack, another one. Oh my god, it's a different picture, but it's like...
Yeah.
Oh, they've actually got more here, look.
See, I think I recognise this one.
There's a box there. That's not filled out. It's actually got a bit more. Isn't that when she... That's the woman who's like changing the thing and then the Velociraptor like comes behind her, right?
Yeah, she's like... Is this one when she's trying to get the power back?
Yeah.
Yeah, and then it just kind of comes out of nowhere.
That character there looks so different.
They've probably drawn them to be a caricature of what they expect the person to look like.
I can't believe the amount of detail on these storyboards. I wish ours were as detailed.
Production, so I'm not surprised.
I wish ours were as detailed. Yeah. There's the actual picture here. The raptor swipes at Ellie. Scene shot unit. Film. Stan Winston. I want to actually get a poster of Jurassic Park, like framed.
Yeah.
It's like one of my favourites. Prop replicas, so not the actual ones. Just replicas.
It should be the cheaper ones. Oh, maybe not. What?
I wouldn't spend this much on a replica unless I really liked it.
How is a newer prop more expensive than the older stuff?
It makes sense, Jet, trust me. Oh, look, Pirates of the Caribbean. We like that. Jack Sparrow's pirate beads replica.
Oh, this is this thing that he wears on his head. See, I wouldn't really want to buy these because these aren't even the real ones.
I doubt you can actually buy these anymore. Like,
that was like a toy.
Well, I feel like these were toys that were sold at the time, but you can't get them anymore, so that's why they're on here. Maybe, my guess. Star Wars: A New Hope, £700 for this one. Oh, look how small the signature is, though.
Wow.
£700. John Momo post production.
Obi-Wan. Oh, right.
That's a tracing paper as well, so it's gonna be really thin and delicate. You do not want to rip that. Oh, an actual clapperboard. That's I wouldn't mind a clapperboard from a film. Oh my god, Doctor Who Bad Wolf.
Oh, yeah, that's a good one. Yellow. Okay.
Night exterior.
You have to keep the slates on.
Well, yeah, I wouldn't use it. I'll just show it on the shelf, you know. Maybe even put it in a frame. Jack, this was filmed 1st of March 2005.
Yeah.
Slate 489. Jesus Christ. Do you know how much filming it is, Jack?
They went through a lot for this one.
I like how that's the first one that comes up. Jack, Revenge of the Sith.
It's a Star Wars one, yeah.
Red Bull Racing Invitation.
What?
That's a production.
Red Bull Racing Party.
What?
Wait, what?
Was this for like a promotional thing of Red Bull for the first
maybe.
film?
They must have filmed.
Oh, look, there's a VIP strap and stuff.
Yeah.
2005.
It's very reflective.
Party till late. Okay, that's probably why it's a bit cheaper because it's not actually. Oh, it's a screening. Monica special screening.
It says it on there. So it's filming a screening.
That's why it was a bit cheaper then.
What does movie props bring up?
Well, probably movie props.
I mean, obviously, but we haven't looked at it yet.
Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, Willy Wonka.
Wow. Michael Keaton films.
James Bond Octopussy Display. Scary Movie 5 Vacuum.
A Transformers weapon.
Age of Extinction.
It's Age of Extinction. No, no one want that.
God. Oh, Jack, FIFA Vendetta police badge.
Right. I don't even remember a police badge in that film.
But £400 for a police badge. That's like. This is something similar to what Jack Sucks at Life bought when he did the video on here. He spent like £200 on one of these these newspapers and like framed it.
Yeah, I imagine there's a lot of these.
This is reserved.
I think there were a lot of newspapers in those films.
Yeah, I think this is the one that Jack got.
Actually, I think the Sam Raimi Spider-Man had a lot of the
oh my god,
like newspaper printing place.
Yeah, I had my hopes up then. Something from Jurassic World,
brochure.
But it's a brochure for £1,000.
My god, what? Just a Oh, I mean, it might be
This is like used in the film, but like £1,000 for this.
Coca-Cola, Samsung, and Starbucks. Of course, Jurassic Park has a Starbucks.
It's funny because I'm pretty sure, at least Coca-Cola anyway, the film was sponsored by him. So it's funny that it's sponsored in like the brochure. I can't say it's worth that much, but it might be to some people. I wouldn't spend this much on a brochure.
I don't think many people really care about this particular one. Assassin's Creed prop.
What, from the film Assassin's Creed?
Yeah.
That's quite new still. That's like 2016.
That's interesting looking, isn't it? Wait, is it a gun axe?
It's a Guillotine gun. I think I said that right.
Guillotine
Oh,
gun.
and it's a special effects one as well. So, is it? Oh, it's in this thing. It's in this case. I can't remember the film that well, so I can't remember the scene. But
No, I can't.
but that's a cool axe, I guess.
Yeah, I remember it being that good, to be honest.
I think it was well filmed, but that's maybe it. I don't know. I need to rewatch it. Passports here reserved. Pirates of the Caribbean on Stranger Tides display.
Stranger Tides. That's a shame, isn't it?
Nothing more Assassin's Creed stuff here.
That's a blade.
Iron Man 2 magazine.
Ah, that's a good one.
The Dark Knight Joker card.
Wait, that's
200
look. There's a piece of one of the characters from Coraline.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because their whole faces come off in that film.
This is
Oh, another Joker card.
Sherlock Holmes: A Game of Shadows. Hand grenade. I'm just curious now, Jet. I just want to see what comes up when we just type in. Oh, no, let's do Doctor Who.
Well, a few things.
Banknotes.
That's the Dalek replica.
A Star Trek comes up with Doctor Who. Pirates of the Caribbean. I probably spelled that wrong. Oh, right. Anything that catches your eye needs limited. Oh, a hat. Some treasure.
Oh, that was used in the London scene.
This is the some storyboards.
All right.
Is it the original or replica?
Oh yeah, that is at the London scene where he does that little getaway.
I think it's the actual storyboards. There's quite a lot there for 300 quid, to be fair.
Ones, so this would be the ones that they
Compared,
use.
So you get all this, Jet, right? All these papers for I think the exact same price as that one Jurassic Park one. Like you can frame these yourself.
I can understand it. Like, yeah, some of them are very rough. Whereas, yeah, it is the London scene. This was a good scene. Yeah, I felt Stranger Tides sort of falls flat, like kind of halfway through. So
I actually haven't seen it yet. I've watched the first 3, and that's my next one, I think.
Yeah, you need to set your expectations for that one.
Right.
It falls apart once they leave London, basically.
That's good. Let's do Jurassic Park, and then we'll move on to the website.
You need Jurassic Park.
I do like it. Fecal the cow. Velociraptor Tocalor thing. Prototype. Okay. I do like the Velociraptors, Joe. I'm not gonna lie. There's a reference thing.
Reference sheet.
That one's sold.
Oh, that was probably used by the artists.
Oh, this is a bit more filled out. Look at this.
Oh, right. That's
Close to the opening, turnbuckles pop and snap away from ceiling. I can't.
Those cables snapping.
Oh yeah, it's from when the Jurassic when the T-Rex comes out and all those cables just like come off. That scene.
Oh yeah.
I can actually describe these because I've watched it recently.
Yeah, isn't that when the car stops?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's like raining and that.
Yeah, and they get stuck with it.
Oh, this is an interesting looking one. Angle up to night sky. Grant reaches for Tim. Oh, under the crushed car in the tree, isn't it?
Oh yeah.
Alright, so let's go to the prop gallery now, Jet. Might be some different things.
Hey. Hello.
Oh my god. I can't believe we finally got that playing.
It went smooth from my end. That's good.
Ugh. Got so much to cut out this episode. So many errors. I should just do an error compilation, it's very honestly. But
Fuck up really bad.
so those who are listening on Spotify and other audio listening devices and all that jazz, or services, we just played looking at film and TV props, part 1 of 2. So part 2 will be in the next episode. So if you actually want to watch that, then check out the visual episode over at the 224 YouTube channel. That's TwoTwoFourFour, not the numbers. 224 on YouTube, and you can watch it and you can actually see what we were just watching, even though there's probably going to be cut out the audio edition, so it's just not audio based prop looking, because that can't be pointless in a way, looking at things with just audio. I feel like that
No
would
one
be
really
pointless.
Actually going on.
That is very true. So is there anything else you want to say before we conclude the episode, Joe?
I think the only thing I can tack on to the end of that is while they're on the 2244, not the numbers, the words, they can also check out the Dirtbag series. They can check out Series 1 on the YouTube channel.
That is on there, Dirtbag series. Please check that out because we put lots of effort into it and we kind of got lots of plans for it once quarantine is no longer a thing.
Even while we are stuck in
our homes, we're trapped in our homes.
These prisons, these bunkers, whatever you want to call them.
These prisons and bunkers where we have everything that we need and don't actually need to go out for that much apart from exercise and work. Oh no, how will we live? But that's a whole other discussion. So thanks for those who have watched or listened wherever and however. We really appreciate it. And we'll see you in episode 3.
See you later.
Adios, amigos.